Okay, cool. So we are recording. All right, you guys, hello. Welcome to tonight's team call. I want to introduce myself real quick because I've kind of been absent for a few months. I was out in California working on a pretty big adventure, and I missed a lot of the Tuesday night team calls, which I normally am part of. So I'm Carrie Casserly. I'm the founder of Elite Knockouts. I'm a 6-star diamond coach. I was a premier coach in 2015, and I have an awesome team. I love all you guys. And also on the call too, just so you guys don't get confused, for any newer coaches, Team B, which is Lee Ratterman, is the founder, and she is on the call right now. She is on the phone. And if you guys want to mute, if you can, so we don't have any background noise. So Lee Ratterman is the founder of Team B. And Elite Knockouts is like the daughter, however you want to look at that. So we're part of the same team, right? We're the same organization, the same as like Fit Club Network, which is Dave and Monica Ward. It all filters down. So if you guys, just so you guys have a little bit of, so you're not confused, because I know it can get confusing with all the different coach groups. But Elite Knockouts is my group, Lee Ratterman Team B, but we're all part of that same group. So if anyone has any questions about that, you can message me later and I can explain it further. So I wanted to get started. So tonight's team call is going to be really just talking about how to keep this business very simple. And if you're a brand new coach or kind of new and you're just starting off in the business, I just want to give you some tips on how to not complicate it. Because I think as coaches, raise your hand if you feel like it's complicated or that you complicate it on your own. I know I do. I know I used to. So what I want to do is talk about the very basic things that if you're just starting off, I don't want you to worry about creating, going diamond or getting Team Z or doing all these things that you might hear other coaches doing, because it can be really, really overwhelming, and I don't want that for you guys. We want to keep it simple and stress-free. Being a Beachbody coach is supposed to be fun, and that's what I'm hoping that you guys take from this today. So basically, the first thing is take a deep breath when you think about your business and relax. Like, don't get overwhelmed. One of the things that I did when I was brand new, I went into the back office, I logged in, and I was like, holy crap, there's a lot of information back here. And I was overwhelmed by the back office all by itself. So I don't want you to feel overwhelmed, because I will tell you, I've been a coach for 6 years, and there is still stuff and things in the back office that I'm like, oh, where did this come from? I didn't know this was here. And so you're always going to be learning and growing. So don't worry about having to know and understand every single aspect of the business before you start your business. Does that make sense? So the first thing that I want to talk about is, like, if you're a brand new coach, what should you do? How should you get started? What do you need to do to make things happen right off the bat? Well, first of all, whoever signed you up, hopefully, if they don't initiate a call with you or say, let's get on the phone so I can go over, a few of the basic fundamental things, reach out to that person and say, hey, I'd like to know a little bit, just the basic fundamentals, like your coach ID, how do I log into my back office, that type of thing. Very simple stuff. So that's the first thing that you should do. But after you get those basic fundamental things done, what is it that's going to get you to move forward in the business? And I think when you wake up in the morning after you become a coach, you sit there and you set your intention. Like, figure out what it is that you personally want to accomplish with the business. So that would be like, wake up, sit down. What is your intention? Set your intention for the day. Do you want to try to pay your cell phone bill this month? Do you want to maybe take your husband on a date or buy your kids a nice birthday gift, or whatever it is that you want to do with the extra income? Set your intention, figure out what you want to achieve, and then take that and you can kind of work it backwards, right? Very, very simple. And one of the things that I do personally when I set my intention for the day And I'll be honest with you, I don't have a set schedule because my schedule is pretty much a hot mess with a 2-year-old. And I've grown this business, and some people are cool with setting an exact schedule, and mine is like pockets throughout the day. So I don't have a power hour. I have like power pockets of time. So I'll do like 15 minutes here, 30 minutes here. And usually it ends up to maybe a couple hours, 3 hours a day for me, because I do it full time. Sometimes more, depending on the day. I know, Jen Thatcher, you don't want to hear 1 hour. 1 hour, it's all it takes. It's an inside joke, you guys. So once you set your intention, figure out what you want to accomplish and make a list. So if you don't have it in writing, the way I look at it, if it isn't written, it isn't true. So if you don't write down, okay, this is what I want to accomplish today, chances are it might not happen. So you should always have, I know Jen Thatcher uses Teamsy. That's how she tracks hers. I use a calendar and this planner. I don't know if you guys saw Monica Ward post about it, but I love it. I'm a paper and pen person. So you have to find what works for you. So this is like my Bible, and everything is written in here, and I have a calendar, and it's all together. And then I have a master to-do list. So whatever works best for you, you have to find your own system. There is no right or wrong way to do it. Now for new coaches, and some of you may disagree with me, some of you might totally get where I'm coming from. When you start off, you can't so much focus on the business side of things yet. Like if you're brand new, you can, and some people do, but you can't really build a house by putting the roof on before building the foundation. So you should focus on getting at least 3 new customers in your first month. And what that does is it helps you get Success Club. Success Club is just a number, but it represents the bigger picture of you helping people, right? So each person that you help with a challenge pack, or getting on Shakeology or something like that, or All Access, you are helping a person, an individual, change their life by helping them get fit, healthy, and so on. So that should be your focus. Who are the 3 people you're going to help? So when I was a brand new coach, that's all I did. I talked to my friends. I was excited. I lost 13 pounds in just over a month just by drinking Shakeology. And I think when you figure out like what it did for you and you really become clear with that, that's your story. That's what you're going to tell people. And that's all I did. I mean, I have friends that I think Tracy Vittorini was one of my first customers. Agatha, were you? I think you were one of my first ones. And it was simply like talking to them like, you guys, this stuff is awesome. It's helped me lose weight. And you just have to find your people, your few people that you want to help. And that's all I did. And then it just kind of builds and grows from there. So you should always try to focus on 3 new people a month. When you get Success Club, obviously there's things that go with that. It means you're growing your business. It means that you are helping new people every month. Residual income can build from that. And those people are your future coaches. So if this is an organization or you're trying to build a team and you want to earn income from team volume, which we can talk about on another call, you're going to want to do that. So your coach or your customers become your coaches. And I can sit here and say Mira, Agatha, Jen Thatcher, all of you guys, like they were customers before they became coaches. So any questions so far? I feel like I'm talking fast. I'm like 30 minutes. I only have 30 minutes. Anybody have any questions so far? Okay. So this goes for new coaches, but also if you guys are if you've been a coach for a while and you're kind of at a stale point, you haven't really been sharing or inviting or talking, I'm going to tell you the first thing to do. So you have 3 people that you want to help, right? So that's the goal to get started. You want to help at least 3 people. So one of the things that you want to do is pick a date, like get your calendar out. You can see mine here. And figure out a date that you're going to start a challenge group. And it doesn't have to be some big extravagant thing. You might not even know what the heck you're going to do, but get it on the calendar and say, okay, this is when I'm going to start my next challenge group. If you're scared to run one by yourself, team up with another coach. Post in Team B, post in Elite Knockouts, and say, hey, I'm new and I really want to do a challenge group with someone who wants to team up. I know for me, it took a lot of the pressure off, and I learned a lot from other coaches. So, and I know a lot of you, I team up with Amira. I've teamed up with Jen Thatcher before. So, I mean, it's really good because then you don't have all that pressure just on yourself. So that's the one thing. Get a challenge group date on a calendar so that you have something to invite these people to. And you want to learn how to run effective challenge groups, because I know for some of us, we run a challenge group and it's crickets, right? You ever get that? I know I've had it and it's so frustrating. So you're running a challenge group and you got maybe 2 or 3 people posting regularly. You guys, I'm sorry, my phone, I'm in a group message. I don't know how to, hold on one second. Can you guys hear that ding? Okay. When you learn to run a challenge group effectively and you learn the content and you can change it up, there's other people that have posted and shared content. That's what's going to help you help your customers and keep them, engaged and keep them in your groups. I have customers that have been in my challenge groups for like 2 years straight. So what you want to do is try to keep them long term. So you're constantly kind of doing new content or doing a new group. And it's fun. Like, it's fun to do that because you get bored of the same thing. So get creative, make it fun. Don't make challenge groups a chore. I know that's easier said than done, especially if you've been running them for a long time like I have, and some of you on the call have. But, one thing I learned, Lee Ratterman can vouch for this, at Leadership, they said, find the joy in being a coach. Find what makes you happy and do that. So like if you love running free 5-day clean eating groups, do that. And then get your people onto bigger challenge groups, or do, a 21-day group or a 3-week group. So find whatever works for you guys. So the next thing you need to do if you're a new coach, or even if you're not, because I will tell you something, it's interesting when you look at, all the coaches that we have on our team and that are inviting to challenge groups, or people that say, yeah, I really want to do this business. I really, I want to do this full time, or I really want to make extra income. But then when I go to their Facebook page, I don't see anything. Like, I literally would not be able to tell they were a Beachbody coach if I went to their page at all. And I'm not saying you have to post everything Beachbody on your page, because you don't and you shouldn't. I don't want you guys plastering like, I'm a coach and here's my link and all this stuff. Like, I definitely don't want that or recommend that. But if I scroll down a couple of days on your Facebook page or on your like page, for example, and I don't see you sharing about a workout you're doing or sharing something about health and fitness, I won't know you're a coach. And I will tell you, I've had this happen to me personally. It's a hard lesson to learn, where I've had friends, close friends. They're like, oh yeah, I ordered Insanity last week. Oh, you did? From who? Oh, I just went on beachbody.com. And you're like, what? So make sure you guys let people know what you're doing. And you can do it in a way that it's not like putting up this big banner with flashing lights saying, I'm a Beachbody coach, look at me. And it's simply like, sharing a story or saying, hey guys, I just started 21 Day Fix and it's kicking my butt, but I love it. Or sharing a picture or post about how you've done your meal planning and you're using these cool containers, but look how much food is on my plate. It's a lot. It's sharing and breadcrumbing stories like that to get people's interest. And then you're sprinkling in there, your story about why you're a coach. Does that make sense so far, you guys? I'm looking at people's faces. Okay. So people need to know you're a coach. You got to tell people. If people don't know you're a coach, they're going to order from someone else, or they're going to see you posting, but then they're going to say, oh, cool. I saw her posting 21 Day Fix, beachbody.com. I ordered 21 Day Fix. And then all of a sudden that customer, that person is somebody else's customer. So make sure people know that you are a support system. You are someone that wants to help, and you can put them in a challenge group, and you can support them and keep them accountable and all of that stuff. Make your Facebook profile public, okay? If you are not comfortable with that, maybe create, like you've got your like page, you can do either or, but your Facebook profile page should be public, because then people can find you and you're not limiting who can see your stuff, especially when you do your, posts about Beachbody and whatnot. Let's see. The other thing I was talking to a little bit about this with Jen Thatcher and Agatha is, you've got to pick your platform, because there's so much on social media. There's Facebook like pages. You've got Instagram, Snapchat, Periscope, Twitter. What else? I feel like I'm missing some, but don't get overwhelmed with that, because I think a lot of people do. And they're like, oh my God, I don't know what to post because there's so many different things. Find whatever platform you are comfortable with and just use that. And I'm not saying you can't expand into other platforms, but if you're not comfortable with Snapchat and you're doing great with Facebook, then just stick with Facebook. I know Jen Thatcher's killing her like page. She does awesome. And then I look at Agatha and myself, I love Snapchat. So does Agatha. And I've been getting new customers and people interested using Snapchat. So it literally just depends on what you're comfortable with. So, but you got to pick a platform and then own it and learn about it, figure out how it works, the algorithms, but don't do it all at once. Like, I'm not saying that to overwhelm you. I'm just saying, like, pick one thing so you're not like, oh, I have to post on Instagram and then I got to figure out what to post on Snapchat and I need to post on Facebook. You can also use the same content. So usually when I post on Instagram, that same thing goes to my like page. I will post that on Snapchat, and then sometimes I'll take my like page post and share it to my regular profile on Facebook. So you can use your same content multiple times, okay? Advertise your challenge groups too. So you're inviting, like, you can talk one-on-one to people, but make sure you advertise at least a couple of times a month. I wouldn't do it every day, once a week. Sunday nights are always good. I think there was another, Jen, what was the other night that was good? Like, Sunday nights are always good because you've got the people that just binged on pizza and beer all weekend and they're like, all right, time to fix this. So Sunday nights are good, but do you remember what other night? Like Monday? Oh, hold on.
Monday morning.
Monday morning, that's right.
And not Friday, not ever Friday, and not Saturday.
No, Fridays and Saturdays, people are out. People are with their families. They're not really engaged on social media. They might see your post, but they're not going to remember, like, oh gosh, I need to message that person and sign up for their next challenge group. So Sunday nights, Monday mornings are the best times. The other thing too, when people know you're a coach, or when you talk to people and they know you became a Beachbody coach, tell them what you're planning to do with your business, right? Like, I know for me in the beginning, I had no intentions of growing this as my main source of income and my sole career. Like, I'm a full-time Beachbody coach. I was able to retire from my full-time job 3 years ago. Jen Thatcher was 2 years ago. So, but tell people what you're doing, because if your friends and family are supportive of you in general, then they know and they can support you even more. I have friends and family that give me referrals and people that want to see me succeed. But then on the other hand, you'll have that very small few that probably don't want you to succeed because they're jealous or just have a chip on their shoulder. There are people like that, unfortunately, but let people know what you are trying to do with this business. Reading Jen's message. Not talking about it is like running a business with the lights off. Exactly. Yeah, like I said, if people don't know, they're just going to order from someone else, you guys. So you might as well let it be known. And if you're uncomfortable or you feel like, well, I don't want to sell, I'm not a salesperson, good. You don't have to be. But let me just say something. Like, I think that the term salesperson has a stigma. It has this negative connotation of like, you're going to sell me and you're going to like pull the wool over my eyes and take me for granted and like sell me some garbage, right? Like, I think that's what people, when they hear selling, think. It, you know, like a used car salesman selling you a lemon, a piece of junk. Like all of you on this call that are moms or that have anybody that they've ever had to persuade to do something, raise your hand. Have you ever had to tell your kids it's time for bed, or no, you can't have that toy? Right? So when you look at it from that angle, we are all salespeople. If you're a mom, you're a saleswoman. If you're a dad, you are a salesman. And it's just a matter of switching your viewpoint on how you're looking at it. When I think of Beachbody, yes, do people buy products from us? Absolutely. But you are helping that person. If somebody walked up to you and said, oh my God, I love your shoes, where did you get them? You're like, oh my God, I bought them at Nordstrom and they were on sale. You've got to go there and get them. They're still on sale. I mean, you're not getting a commission for that, right? But you're telling them, you go to Nordstrom and get these shoes because they're amazing. So my point is, when you're sharing, when you're breadcrumbing, when you're telling people, you know what, I became a coach because I was on blood pressure medication and now I'm not. Or I started drinking Shakeology and I've lost 15 pounds and I haven't done anything differently. Those are powerful stories, and so many people out there need us. They need us and they want to have those same successes. So figure out what story that you're going to tell and just do that. You're not calling people up and like, hey, you want to buy a challenge pack? Hey, you want to buy some Shakeology? I've got it for $130. Like, that's not how we do it. So you're not selling. You are offering a service and a value, and you're giving them something that literally could change their entire life. You know, if somebody's health improves and they extend their life by 10 years, wouldn't you want that for your dad or your mom? You want them to improve their life. So that's when you think of when you're talking to somebody or when you're inviting, I always think that before I'm sending a message, I don't think, oh, I'm going to send this message inviting to a challenge group and they're going to totally say no. Because you're putting that out there in the universe before they've even said no. So I always say, like, okay, how can I help this person? Like, what value can I provide by inviting them to this next challenge group of mine? And when you really set that intention and that purpose before you speak, it comes through in your communication, right? It's kind of like when you create a vision board, you kind of draw those things to you. You can visualize it, and it's somehow the universe can manifest those things. And it's the same thing. If you're scared to talk to somebody because, oh, they're going to say no, they're probably going to say no. That's why the next thing I want to talk about is just personal development, and 10 minutes a day or more if you can. But as a new coach, I know I was scared. I was terrified. I'm like, I don't know anything about Shakeology. I don't know anything about this business. All I know is that I love working out and I think it's helped me so much, and I just want other people to join me. And there's nothing wrong with literally telling them just that. I don't know what this business is all about, but I am excited to be a coach. Or I don't know exactly what Shakeology is because I just started drinking it, but I've lost 13 pounds and I feel freaking amazing. Like, your excitement, that's all people need to know. They don't need to know what the 70 ingredients are or what adaptogens are, or, you know, like what I don't know, like a goji berry is or something like that. They just want to know what it did for you. So personal development will help strengthen your mind. It will keep you, you know, so that if somebody's like, rolls their eyes and says, oh, you're part of the MLM. Yeah, I am. And I'm so proud of it. It's changed my life. That's how you should respond. Like, you know, they just have something in their own universe about MLMs. So maybe talk to them, be like, what happened? Were you involved in something that went south or what? You know, you can totally handle those things. It's not a big deal. Let's see. What do you do if they just don't write back? Okay. And I do love adaptogens. All right, Christy. That's a good question. So, and that would totally be another call topic, follow-up. So, because we have 5 minutes left, and I'm literally almost done with my notes here, but you would follow up. If somebody doesn't respond, I wait a couple of days, and then I send them another message saying something like, hey, especially because you can tell if they saw your message, you can see that they opened it. I say something like, hey, I just wanted to follow up with you. I noticed that you saw your message, but I know you're always busy like me, and I totally forget to respond to people, so I just wanted to send you another quick message. And usually people will say, oh my gosh, you're right. I totally forgot to respond to your message. I opened it, and then I was grocery shopping, or I was dropping the kids off, and that's usually what they say. Sometimes they don't, and then I message them one more time. I usually do 3 if they haven't said anything to me, and then then I let it go. So, personal development. And then what do you do then? You get to work. So if you are a new coach and you have a goal to earn income or to grow this business, and this Beachbody has so much opportunity, you guys. My life would look so different. And for those of you that don't know my story, I will tell it another day, but if I didn't have Beachbody in my life, I would not be able to get home with my 2-year-old. I have 3 kids. I went through an ugly divorce, and I literally had to start over. Thank God for Beachbody. So I'll just leave it there. I have a YouTube video that I did talking about my why and my story, but we are running out of time. So you guys, add 3 to 5 new people on Facebook. So these are things, I'm just going to kind of list them off, and you guys can jot them down. Excuse me, my voice. Hold on. So the next thing you want to do, get to work. Start adding people on Facebook. You can send people friend requests, people you may know show up. Don't just add random people. If you see some guy that's 90 years old, don't just add a 90, you know what I mean? Look at them, make sure they don't have 500 mutual Beachbody coach friends, and, add 3 to 5 people to your Facebook network, and kind of keep tabs on them, write their names down, and look at their profiles, kind of keep tabs on what they're posting about, like some of their stuff, comment on some of their stuff, start to build relationships, and then those people will eventually, hopefully, become your future customers. Start 2 to 3 conversations a day. Doesn't have to be about Beachbody. It just is a conversation, right? Hey, it's been a couple of years. I haven't talked to you. Nice to see you here on Facebook. Posting on social media, whether it's Instagram, Snapchat, or Facebook, try to post at least 3 to 5 times a day, and not all Beachbody either. If you guys have other hobbies or kids, you can post about that. Share a post about what workout you did, but keep it balanced. I'm totally going to lose my voice. Excuse me. Hold on. So posting on social media 3 to 5 times a day. Your social media is your story front. That's where you guys tell your story. So that's what you want to do. Stay consistent. People will be watching you. I've had people send me private messages saying okay, I'm ready to order. I've been watching you for 2 years and you're so inspiring. What do I do to get signed up and order from you? That happens, you guys. So you never know who's watching. Practice what you preach. So that means the 4 vital behaviors. Just be a product of the product. Talk about what workouts you're doing. If you're getting people invited to challenge groups, make sure that you're also doing a program and drinking your Shakeology. And then just give your clients and your customers the best support that you can. Get in, schedule a call with them if you can. Ask them if they need help. Get them into a challenge group. Just find out what they need for support. Because if you provide them value and you're a good coach to them, they will stick with you. They will stick with you through thick and thin. They might put their Shakeology on hold for a month here and there, but they'll always come back. And then the last thing is use the resources in your back office. Like there's a ton of resources. So just go in the back office, take a few minutes a day and look around, look at the videos, educate yourself, and ask questions in the groups. All right. So that I just feel like I ran a marathon talking. I'm like, do. Okay. So does anyone have any questions besides Chrissy? You guys can unmute yourself. We have like 1 or 2 minutes and then we can end the call. I just want to make sure everyone kind of duplicates everything I just rambled through, or hopefully not rambling, but what I said.
I don't have a question, but I wanted to tell you guys something that I heard the other day on a podcast. When you add new people to your network, what you can do is set up a list on Facebook and have the list be called like new ads or something like that. And you could put those people in the new ads group so that when you go to your Facebook, you can pull up all of your new people and you could start looking at their profiles and start commenting and liking on their things, because then they're going to pop up in your news feed more and you're going to pop up in their news feed more. I thought it was brilliant.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's a really good idea. You can also do that too and group your Beachbody coach friends. So like if you don't want your post just to go to Beachbody coaches because you are trying to reach other people, you can group your Facebook friends into different categories. And that does help.
Can you guys maybe like write a post in EKO talking more about that? Because I have no idea how to do any of that, but I really would like to know because that is genius.
How to group people together, like how to label. Okay. Yeah, maybe, one thing I want to start doing too is like once a week do a YouTube video on like a business tip of the week or something like that. It'll be something little. Jen does it with live video. I've hopped in and done live videos. And if anyone else, just so you guys know, you guys are as much a part of the groups and welcome to share anything you guys learn in the groups too. So if there's something that you figured out on Snapchat or on Instagram and you want to share about it, please feel free.
I watched a really cool video on YouTube on how to sell challenge packs. This guy, Brad Bizjack. I don't know if you know him. He seemed like a pretty big deal, but it was just like a super brilliant way to sell a challenge pack. So I'll try and find that video and share it if you want.
Yeah. I mean, we'll do like I said, our team calls are going to be 30 minutes, but I want them to be specific to a training topic that you guys can take the information, share it with your teams. If you didn't, if you have somebody that couldn't be on the call, get them to listen to the recording. And this is just a tool for you guys to, even if you took one little snippet out of, what we talked about tonight, that's the goal for every team call, just learning something that you can take and move your business forward. So we'll do lots of different topics each week. So, all right, you guys, does anyone else have any questions? Is the 30 minutes a good time? Like for me talking, I was like, trying to get everything in, but I feel like 30 minutes, that way you guys now, you can take this next half hour and get to work. You can go invite some people. Just kidding. All right, you guys. Well, listen, I do want to respect the time. It's a 30-minute call. It's 9:33. Thank you guys so much for being on. I will post the recording. It might not be tonight, but definitely tomorrow morning, okay? All right, thanks, you guys. Bye.